Well, and it was going down, and we saw Shep in a heated moment, which I think was also ended up on page 6 or in the
Yeah, because we were like,
in
oh, we should get a picture. And then we were like, no, this is not a good moment. We
he is
should not
very
interrupt
heated
any of
right
these
now.
people. Hi, welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, a photographer living in Charleston, South Carolina. With me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelly.
I'm Kelli Busbey, an executive assistant and former radio host, coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. And I've only said this 250 times. Together, we hosted the Sox with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio, and we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo.
Today we'll be discussing Below Deck Med Season 10, Episode 8, French Kiss.
That was a good movie from the 90s, by the way. Meg
I,
Ryan, Kevin
oh
Kline.
yeah. Ooh, I would like to watch that again.
Yeah, good movie. Anywho, here's your recap. The deck team faces criticism from Captain Sandy, and Aisha praises the new stew Cathy for all of her hard work. The Bachelor charter concludes in an unusual way. Joe debates which girl he will go after, and both Kizzi and Cathy have their eye on Max. Sarah, how many shackles do you give this one?
I gave it 7. I think I'm not in a position to really judge because my brain is just not fully functional yet from like post BravoCon. It was just seemed like a lot going on between like The Bachelor and like all the dynamics and the night out and maybe I just had a hard time focusing. Was it just me?
No, no. And it was an hour long.
Yeah, I saw that it was like 54 solid minutes of
I mean,
episodes. It's
that's
like an extra long.
10, 12 minutes longer than what we're used to.
Yeah, exactly. Not the best for our BravoCon hangovers. Okay, so also the charter was a little longer. Did you notice that? I think it was
Yeah.
4 days instead of 3. So
Ugh,
when we start
that's a
out, it's
long
the
time.
second day of this matchmaking charter, and Joe, Brad, sorry, I just hit the springs on my thing. Bing! Joe is trying
Me
to
too.
figure out which girl he's going to go for, V or Kizzy.
Oh, to be young again, carefree. He's worried about V and her emotion, which I put like a question mark after that. Like, what does that have? What is that?
Uh-huh.
And then Kizzy he just says that wants to be fun and playful, and that's what he wants. And to
Right.
me, if you look into that a little too much, that just means that she would be a fun F buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bachelor Joe is also trying to figure out who he is connecting with, and he's got one more day to decide.
Man, such big decisions for the Joes on this super yacht tonight.
I know, a lot on the line here. Okay, dinner time. That inside dining room looked cramped. I guess it must have been too windy outside, but it just looked cramped in there. Um,
Yeah.
they play a few rounds of Never Have I Ever. Anna has done all the things as it turns out.
So there were Never Have I Ever lap dance, Mile High Club, stood up a date, wore underwear inside out, been in jail, and Anna's just drinking away.
Yeah.
I don't
Hmm.
think Bachelor Joe found a lot of these Never Have I Evers all that entertaining.
No, it was kind of an awkward date, to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of connection between any of these people.
No, no.
So, in the meantime, Josh is killing it with the food. Although when he comes out to present one of the courses, one of the ladies says, "Oh, that's okay, Tim."
I think it was Anna too.
If there's one person you should learn the name of, it's probably the chef.
He made it real nice, Sarah.
He
Real
cooked,
nice.
he
Yeah,
cleaned, he
he,
decorated, he made it
he made it
nice.
nice.
Let's see. So Kizzy continues to feel jealous of Cathy, and we see Max hypnotizing Joe on the bow of the boat in the dark. This seems a bit dangerous, but that's just me. Captain Sandy is watching, and she's worried that these boys are really prioritizing fun on deck instead of working, and this is really a change ever since Joe arrived.
She's not wrong.
Yeah.
and they were doing anything but paying attention to their jobs. Now, as a side note,
Hmm.
with Kizzi and Cathy, I noticed a similarity
Okay.
between the two of them. Besides the fact they look like they could be cousins. I
Uh-huh.
mean, they're both beautiful, but they do look a little alike.
Hmm.
Um, Kathy in her green screen was saying how she loves love. She has never been without a boyfriend. Da, da, da. And I'm like, they're
Yep.
the same person. They're this Kizzy and Kathy are the same person.
Yeah. And maybe that's why they're butting heads a bit, at least from
Yes,
Kizzy's perspective. So the
exactly.
matchmaker pushes Bachelor Joe to narrow down the ladies to his final two. Bachelorette Alicia requests that Joe come find her, and she tells him she's really into him, and they end up kissing. And Ashley and Anna are watching from another deck, and Ashley says she's planning to steal him away.
Aw, it's so cute and weird at the same time.
Yeah, I'm finding the whole thing very odd.
Yeah.
But I'm loving Aisha's commentary. She's very invested. She can't wait to find out who he's gonna pick.
Oh, she's got
Honestly,
popcorn.
yeah, I enjoyed Aisha's commentary about what was going on, like more
Yeah.
so than what was actually happening. Okay.
Yeah.
The next day, Joe and Nathan take turns being on the swim platform so that each other can eat, and Joe gets bored and just starts walking around the deck. Captain Sandy finds no one on the swim platform, and she finds all of the deck team down in the crew mess. Joe had one job to do. He just had to stay there while Nathan ate. Um, this looks bad for Nathan.
Why would he do that?
Yeah, I don't
Joe
know.
and Max, both of them, almost need to be attached to the place where they are supposed to be so they remember to stay put. Like I've seen people who have ADD who will do that to themselves where they're like, okay, I have to get stuff done in this room. So they like tie something around their waist so they can't get far from that room so
Oh
they
my
can get it
gosh.
done.
Stay in your playpen. Wow.
Right.
So Nathan gets called to the bridge, and Captain Sandy expresses her concerns about this brotherly love fest happening. And she tells him, you need to show them your professionalism, like show them how professional you can be. And Nathan, he really listens and he agrees with
Yeah.
her.
So Joe's green screen has him saying, Nathan, when he gets angry, he gets angry. Uh yeah, that's kind of how that works.
Yeah. Bachelor Joe tells Anna and Marilee he will not be pursuing anything further with them. And Aisha and Chef Josh are thrilled because now there's only four guests total to take care of on the boat.
How awesome is that? Like, I don't think that happens. Has this ever happened on
I don't
another
think so.
show?
Well, we've had people, arrested and kicked off the boat for various reasons. But I think Josh said, wouldn't it be so nice if this could happen every time? Like as the charter continues, you have fewer and fewer guests to take care
Yeah,
of. Kathy saw foundation on Bachelor Joe's pillowcase, so she assumes it's Alicia's. And Alicia said, or they say about Alicia, she's seen her prey and she's going for it.
now, how do we know it wasn't Bachelor Joe's foundation?
Good point. Good point. I mean, he is on TV, so you
Yeah.
never know. Nathan asks Aisha for some advice about how to handle the deck team, and Aisha tells him, like, you do need to be more strict with them. Like, you can't just be their buddy.
Right. Meanwhile, Max is supposed to be on the swim deck, and
Hmm.
he just walks away because he has to go to the bathroom. And I get it. Like, that
Yeah.
happens, especially when you're in the water, you got to go. So Nathan tells him, go back to the swim deck and stay put. And Max starts arguing with him. And
Hmm.
now Aisha's involved and she says, go back and stay put. Like, come on,
This
guys.
is not that hard.
Right.
Well, there's bad weather coming, so they have to head in. I feel like this whole charter, we've just gone into port, out of port, into port, out of port, and they
Yeah.
put in all the
Yeah.
water toys and nobody really uses them. And yeah, it's just kind of a bummer. Okay, tonight's dinner is romance themed, and overall it just seemed like kind of an awkward dinner.
It was very awkward. And meanwhile, Amy, the matchmaker, is enjoying her regular hamburger on the roof while they sit at the love table. So good for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, sounds good. This reminds me when I photograph weddings, there's usually a
Yes.
place for the photographers to like scarf down some food real quick, and we'll
Yes.
like, and we
Yes.
do like they do on the swim platform. We take turns, like one person is photographing the
Oh,
dance
yeah.
floor or whatever, while the other person is eating. FYI. Okay. So Nathan starts getting more strict with the boys as soon as they get to the dock. But do we think it's too late? Has he been too lenient on them? Can he just change that quickly? And Max and Joe are confused. Like, what is happening?
Don't know if it's too late. I mean, I think they took advantage of his kindness or maybe his willingness to want to get to know them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not too late, but Lord Mahord, they need to listen to him first.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to do what he says. And Nathan does not have to tell them why he's asking them to do things. I mean, to be fair, it's not like, I mean, unless it's some ethical issue. I think we say that like once a season, but
Yeah.
I lost count this episode of how many times when he said, "We are on charter, polish the stainless and the paint." And I don't
Yeah.
think I can remember this being said so much on other seasons or
Right.
any, just at all. But my favorite part of this entire scene is when Nathan tells Max after they have a little bit of a scruff, "How about you go down for 2 hours?" He basically told him to go take a nap.
Go to your room. Go to your room and don't come out until
He
you've
told him
learned
to
your
take a
lesson.
nap.
I mean, it was probably time for him to have his break anyway.
For sure.
Okay. When Nathan goes to bed, he FaceTimes Gail, so that means we're probably going to be
Aw.
seeing Gail soon. We know she's going to be in this season. Bachelor Joe tells the two women he really wants to date both of them off the boat and help decide which one he likes. I think this was a reasonable request, but the point
Yeah.
of this is to leave with one. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, the ladies aren't happy about this situation, and so he ends up going to bed. And one of them texts the matchmaker and says, like, look, we just broke up with him. I, I mean,
What a
did they?
goofball. I don't know. Well, I think she broke up with him for
Yeah,
which I think it was probably
but she was speaking for both of them.
great. He had no idea what he did.
Yeah,
He wants his cake, he wants to eat it too. And now one of them said, the one who sent the text, I think, she said, "You're not a prize, you're bald," and other things. But I was like, wow,
yikes.
that's like that went from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat, you know?
Well, I don't like you either.
Yeah,
Like, okay, so final day of the charter. I think we're on day 4 at this point.
good
Ashley
gravy.
leaves, like she gets up in the morning, she packs her bag, she's out. And Alicia has like played the long game though. She's going to keep dating Bachelor Joe, like last woman standing.
Good on her.
Yeah. Okay, we have the guest departure. Aisha is disappointed. The end of this charter was anticlimactic. She said it
Yeah.
ended with an awkward hobble down the marina.
And she said, "Is this what love is?"
I think older love, yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Seems awkward. Seems awkward.
Okay, the tip meeting. Aisha and Sandy are praising Cathy, and Kizzi is noticeably bothered by this praise for the third stew. Um, they do get a day off tomorrow, so that's exciting. I wonder
That's gonna be
what they're gonna
awesome.
do. 25K. I was thinking, is that a good tip? I think it's a pretty good tip because one, they didn't have that many people on the second day and the third day
Yeah.
and the last day. Um, I think. I guess. I don't
Did
know. But it was a
yeah.
longer charter too, so who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aisha makes Cathy a second stew, so now both girls are second stews. And Kizzi in the moment reacts very positively, like big group hug. But remember, Kizzi is an actress, so there you
Yeah, she hid that very well.
go.
And I do have a feeling that she is going to get back at Kathy in her own way.
Hmm Yes, maybe tonight. Okay,
Yeah.
we have a night out. Cathy and Kizzi both have their eye on Max.
Well, yeah, after things happened in the cabins earlier today and little Max woke up and Kizzy ran all over telling everyone about her experience.
Yes, she did. Joe tells V that he's only looking for fun, no strings attached. So good for him for being honest.
Sure.
What do you think about Joe being so adamant that he doesn't want to be in a relationship, but then he says things like he sees V meeting his mom and he has this major connection with her? I mean, you can't choose when you meet the right person, right?
Right. I think he's putting up walls because he's afraid he's going to get hurt. I feel like he could take V home to mom and be like, really great friends for life, kind of in
Mhm.
a way. I feel like Kizzy is going to give him what he needs in the moment.
Right, exactly. And I think he knows that.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Kathy tells Kizzy she is going to kiss Max tonight. And then she asks,
Okay.
well, who, what'd you say?
No, I'm just following along.
Oh,
I have to
okay,
write this
sorry.
down to make sure I understand who goes where. Okay. So
Okay.
Kathy,
Kathy tells Kizzy she's going to kiss Max tonight. And then she asks Kizzy, well, who are you going to kiss? Well, Max is who, as we find out later.
right?
Kathy tells Kizzy, like, you should go for Joe. And Kizzy
Okay.
tell, are you lost yet? Kizzy
Yes.
tells Kathy that she should go for it with Max. Got it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so back to the boat.
I
It's jacuzzi
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Why did Max bring a watermelon to the jacuzzi? It was like that scene in Dirty Dancing when Baby says, "I carried a watermelon."
That's
And
what
he
I was gonna
also
say.
he also put on a life jacket, which was funny. And kind of like that SNL skit with is it Jim Carrey when he's the lifeguard in the hot tub like at the pool, like the hotel hot tub. And he's like, "Sir, get to the side." And he's like blowing his whistle. He's like, "Get out of the deep end, sir." It's really funny. Okay.
Carried a
Um,
watermelon.
I carried a watermelon. Josh gets in the hot tub in leopard skin pants, promptly rips them off, and V and Joe are very, very cozy. Kizzy is all over Max, and Kathy is like, WTF, I told you like I wanted to kiss Max tonight. So we have a to be continued.
I think we were all like WTF.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they both told each other that they were interested in Max, so I don't know.
Oh my
But
gosh.
girl code not working.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break and we'll come back with Hot Tub Combo.
We are sponsored by BetterHelp. Last month was World Mental Health Day, and it made me grateful for all the wonderful therapists out there really making a difference. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide.
Finding the right therapist can feel overwhelming, but BetterHelp makes it simple. They have spent 12 years perfecting their match system, connecting people with licensed professionals in their network of over 30,000 therapists.
This month and all year long, we are celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey.
Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/above deck. That's betterhelp.com/above deck.
It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite Below Deck cast members.
Oh, Sarah, the mid-season trailer for Below Deck Med was shown at BravoCon. There's overflowing tubs, conflicts between the chef and Cathy, and Nathan and Max have conflict. There's love triangles. Gail comes to the boat, and I think the piece de la resistance, however you say it, was Max falling in the water at night. And Captain Sandy said at the panel that that was the first time she found out about that
Yeah, that was really fun. There was a lot of laughs. I love watching these trailers with
with
everybody
them.
live. It's like being in the theater on opening night. Like it's very exciting.
Yeah.
And I just love hearing everybody laugh together. It looks good. It looks like a really good rest of the season. Okay. Big topic at BravoCon this year was like, what is the deal with Heather Gay and Captain Jason? They are now both adamantly saying apparently nothing happened, and they were both like teasing about everything. Heather Gay was on Watch What Happens. Well, they were both on Watch What Happens Live, like the week of BravoCon,
Yeah.
and he was on and said like, "Look, nothing happened." And then she was on, and they told her what he said, and she was like, "Oh, is that what we're saying? Okay, well, I guess nothing happened." They're both just like leaning into it, but didn't you get the impression Captain Jason was like over this line of conversation?
Yes, and I can tell you that when we did our little proposal thing, I told him, let's quash the rumors. And he said, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I think he very much appreciated it. So, I think we can kind of put that to bed, so to speak. I
oh,
don't
good.
know. Okay.
Well, I feel like it was like played to death. at
Yeah.
BravoCon. You could
Just
kind of
like
see like every time it came up, he was like,
Yeah, just like 2023 BravoCon, like Captain
yeah,
Jason being hot was played to death. I think he's over it. The
he knows he's
Yes.
hot. We're
We know
good.
he's hot. He knows he's hot. Like, let's move along.
Yeah. Big news out of BravoCon. Fraser is dating Matt Rogers, and now we know why he was hanging out with the plus ones and the PR people after the Below Deck panel. So, for those who don't know, Matt is the co-host with Bo and Yang for the Las Culturistas podcast. I love them. So much fun.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't Fraser also at the Las Culturistas Awards
It
a couple months
seems
ago?
like it. Now I kind of want to go back on Fraser's Instagram grid and like, because he moved to LA just a few months ago. He
Yeah,
said it was for like work opportunities because he would be offered something and then he was in London and it was like too hard to get
yeah.
there. But I also wonder if maybe he had already met Matt and, he's like pursuing this relationship. Now
I
people have
hope so. I love
wondered.
them.
Really cute. I ship this relationship for sure. So, do
Yeah.
we think, because I guess it was Andy at the Ask Andy panel that kind of like outed the relationship.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
think they were planning to go public that weekend as a couple, like Instagram official, or do you think Andy kind of outed them and
Well,
they were kind of forced to?
I do, and this is why. Matt was interviewed by somebody on the blue carpet
Yeah.
that where the content creators were. Um, and he said, um, so I mean, he knew there was a reason he was there. I don't think he fully came out and said why he was there, but I don't think, but they were seen out and about together, so I think that's why Andy felt it was okay to say something.
Hmm.
I don't know. I am 100% for it. I can't
I'm
it
so
just makes me
excited
so
for
happy.
Fraser.
Because
Yeah.
Fraser was in such a great mood on Saturday when we had our pictures taken with them because we were
Yeah.
playing around in our ponchos.
Yeah.
um, which was like the only free thing we got from BravoCon, so that was pretty cool.
We
Do
got
we
fanny
ever?
packs. I mean, we
Oh,
had to
that's
give
right. We
away our
had
email
to jump
and
through a lot
answer a
of
bunch of
hoops for
random
that.
questions, but yeah.
Do we know how Fraser is doing? Because he was taken ill for Sunday
Yeah, I
and not
did
able to be
message
around.
him on, I think, Sunday just to say I hope you feel better, and he said thank you. And
Oh,
then he did post, I think, earlier today, like day one BravoCon highlights, so he's at least able to do that.
yeah,
So I hope he's doing better. I mean, I think this was like an ER visit because he showed a picture of
yeah.
himself with like, things hooked up to his
All the
chest and
leads and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, so that was a bummer. Yeah, so sad. I'm glad he only had to miss one day of BravoCon though.
Yes, yes,
So after we recorded on Sunday night, which hopefully you have already listened to that episode by the time you're hearing this, um, we were at the Four Seasons at the Hurrdat Media, like Hurrdat Entertainment Studio, and we met Michelle Collins outside the Four Seasons. That was one person that we really wanted to meet and hadn't
yes.
yet. Um, she had just ordered Uber Eats and she was embarrassed. So she brought like a bag to hide her Uber Eats bag, like her bag from Jersey Mike's. So that was really funny. Um, yeah, she's very tall. We were both surprised by that.
I love that though. Like
Yeah.
I loved everything about her. She's
Yeah.
absolutely stunning and very kind, and it felt like we had been friends forever.
Yeah, and I think we gave her a bracelet and sticker and yeah, it was just
She
really
gave us
fun.
cookies. So it
And
was
she gave
great.
us she gave us chocolate chip cookies. Which we were like, oh my gosh, we can't eat these. These are like Michelle Collins chocolate chip cookies. Anyway, um, we saw Lindsay Hubbard having a heated conversation in the hallway of the Four Seasons with a
Yeah,
girl. And then we read about it on page six, like the next day. Apparently, it was Lindsay Hubbard, Sandoval, and his girlfriend.
yeah,
Um, in the page six article, it says it was like 2:30 in the morning. This was like 7:15 p.m.
yeah,
when this happened. So I don't know if it was the same moment or a different moment. But let
yeah.
me just say the drama does not end when the cameras go down.
Oh my
We
gosh.
saw all kinds of stuff happening. I mean, we saw Shep, we saw Austin, we saw Kyle Cook. Like the stuff was going down.
Well, and it was going down, and we saw Shep in a heated moment, which I think was also ended up on page 6 or
Yeah, because we were like,
in
oh, we should get a picture. And then we were like, no, this is not a good moment. We
he is
should not
very
interrupt
heated
any of
right
these
now.
people. Yeah. So that's just wild. But also, if they don't want to end up on page 6, which they probably do want to end up on page 6, like don't be having these conversations in a public place,
Right, right.
in the lobby of a hotel. So,
Yeah.
let's see. On my flight to Atlanta, I had
Hmm.
Phaedra was on my
Hmm.
flight and I got a picture with her. Sadly, I forgot to clean my camera lens. I was like so excited, but
Oh, yeah.
she had a light and she like clipped that on my phones because you know how these people walk around with their own light. But she was very sweet. She asked me like, where am I going and how was my BravoCon? And she was just very,
Aw,
very sweet. Yeah.
I love her.
Captain Carey turns out was also on that flight, my husband to be, and his PR or not his, yeah, his PR kind of person. Um, and then on my flight to Charleston, they were probably also on the other flight too.
Yeah.
Shep, Emmy from Southern Hospitality, Sally and Molly from Southern Charm were on it. And we were all standing at baggage claim together for a long time, and they were talking about the page 6 stuff. I was kind of eavesdropping. Um, uh, I don't want to share too much about what I overheard because I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
we
it's
have
not
some sort
public.
of integrity, right? Like we like
Yes,
people
yes.
telling us things and it keeping them on the
Yes,
inside.
exactly. But everyone was getting their luggage. There was like no more luggage coming out, and it was me, Emmy, and Sally like still standing there. By the way, Shep pack's really light. He just had like a little North Face backpack, duffel bag thing, and then just like a hang up clothing bag. That's all he had for BravoCon. So good for him.
Well, he
Um,
wore those boots all weekend, that's for sure. Saw pictures of him everywhere, those boots.
Yeah, that's true. But I did talk to Sally briefly because we had talked like when we checked
Yeah.
in, when we were flying out, and I just said, "How was your BravoCon?" And she was like, "Good. How was yours?" And we were both like, "Oh my God, we're so tired." And it was funny because on our way out, she was like dressed to the nines, and she said, I usually travel in sweats, but my stylist was like, "No, honey, you need to be like," she was wearing like this brown, like I don't know, trench coat type thing, and like cool
Yeah.
sunglasses and a cool outfit. But on the way home, she was wearing the sweats. Like everybody was dressed down on the way home. But anyway, there's no more luggage. So I was like, you guys, I'm gonna go check and see like maybe our luggage came in earlier or on another flight. And so I went over there and I saw my bag and their bags were there too. And I was like, all right,
Oh, thank
guys, our
goodness.
bags are over here. So
Oh, thank good. Sarah saved the day.
I know.
Yay.
I'm sure they would have figured it out without me.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. That's cool though. At least you get to hang out and chat with him for
Yeah.
a little bit. Kizzy got engaged a couple weeks ago
Hmm.
to the boyfriend that she had during taping when she joined the boat. His name's Tom.
That sounds right.
He is a rugby player.
He is. We did a little deep dive of our own, didn't we, on his
Yes, we
Instagram?
did. Well
Um,
done. Congratulations.
yeah, I'm happy for her. She seems like very happy about this. Now, the timing is kind of interesting because because of what's happening, what's airing right now. You and I were
Uh-huh.
talking about it when we were laying in bed in our hotel room, and we're like, do we think he proposed at this time? Because he was like, I need to lock this down because this girl is all over the place.
Then again, like you've not seen what's happened yet.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see if the engagement is still on in a few more weeks. We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, congrats. Okay. So at BravoCon, Kate was asked about her relationship with Captain Lee, like on the blue carpet, and she said, we no longer work together, so we naturally just aren't as close as we used to be. And she said that ship has sailed. And I think we all have kind of surmised that, Captain Lee hasn't been on the best terms with Bravo, and he
Yeah.
wasn't invited to BravoCon, and he was kind of forced out when they brought Captain Carey in. And Kate
Yeah.
is all in on Bravo. So,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So I think
she's been
she's
there
had
from
to,
the beginning almost, you
yeah.
know? I
So
mean,
she's had to kind of take a step back, I think, probably from that relationship. So,
yeah.
yeah. I think she handled the question pretty well, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, friends, our favorites. If you follow us on Instagram, which we all do, and you can follow us at Above Deck Pod, or if you listen to our BravoCon episode, which we know you have because you like to do things in chronological order, you would know that we proposed to Captain Carrie and Captain Dreamboat.
Hmm.
Some people have said they thought it was a publicity stunt, but
No.
we all know it was true love. We all know that from the beginning, day one of meeting these lovelies,
Hmm.
which we met them the same year, 2022,
Hmm.
that we have loved them
Yeah.
unconditionally.
There was a spark there immediately.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that our engagements have been put on pause
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the fact that Sarah is married, and that is illegal in South Carolina to have more than one husband.
And maybe it has something to do with the fact that we proposed with ring pops, and also that we kept the rings. I don't
And
know.
we may have
Maybe it
eaten
was a
them later.
publicity stunt. We'll never know.
But it
Anyway,
was fun,
it was fun.
and they were good sports, and I feel like I think that's my favorite part about BravoCon is seeing those two specifically because every time we see them, we have a good time.
They're always down to clown, so to speak. They're just
I
silly.
mean, Captain Jason tried to walk out on us with Daisy. Like, that's it. That's all we have time for. We were like,
Yep. All right.
whoa, wait a
Goodbye,
minute. What?
folks. Yeah, no, that
So,
was really funny. I think I loved our reel we posted on our car rides out even even more maybe than the proposal. So funny. I made a note here that Jason and Daisy were on Watch What Happens Live the week of BravoCon, but I haven't watched it yet. So I guess I'll get back to you on what was said. I just watched the few clips, or maybe I won't. If there's anything
I don't,
interesting, I'll report back later. But there's just been a lot of content to consume, and we're doing the
yeah.
best we can.
And I will say from last year, from the last BravoCon 2 years ago to this BravoCon, the amount of content out there is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Unreal. It's awesome. We got to meet so many great people. I am still buzzing and exhausted and all the feelings,
Yeah.
and I'm sad I don't get to see you again for a while, at least not till April.
I know, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna try to do something here in Charleston in the spring. Um, yeah, I felt this way in 2023 and 2022, just like riding a high after
Yeah.
BravoCon and
Yeah.
loving just scrolling everyone's content. I have seen people start to post suggestions for Bravo, like what they think we should do next time. And somebody suggested doing a creator panel. So like, wouldn't that
For
be fun? Like the
sure.
Watch What
That would
Happens
be
guys, two
so
judgy
cool.
girls, the Bravo docket, us, the like comedians that do the impressions. Like I think that would be so funny. And yeah, that would be really fun. So
I'd pay to see that.
yeah, I know we started to talk about this in the hotel room, but what would you do differently at BravoCon? Oh, we should also mention that BravoCon will not be coming back for 2 years. They're taking another year off like they did this past year. So in
And my
2027, what would you do differently? Or
I would not bring as many shoes, that's for darn sure.
okay.
Because all those shoes that I brought with me are going back to the store because they never got worn.
Okay. All right.
Well, and
Nice.
that would save a whole lot. I don't know. I feel like, it's everything changes so much.
Hmm.
Like and just like things that we want to do that I don't know what would you do different?
I think I would walk through like the Smithsonian thing like a second time just to like
Yeah,
take everything in. And
yeah,
even though we were in the Bravo Bazaar so many times, I still didn't really feel like I got to see everything. I'm sure I did, but I think
yeah,
because we had Chef Cloyce with us and we are asking trivia questions and like we were kind of like busy.
yeah,
Um, I also wonder if maybe I wouldn't do as many scheduled photo ops so that we could actually go to all the panels that we wanted to go to. I would have loved to
yeah,
have gone to Kathy and Kyle's panel.
yeah.
Um, and
The panels sometimes, Sarah,
sometimes
they
they're
were
not
they were rough
great.
to sit through.
Yeah, depending on who the moderator was. But I would have
Yeah,
loved to like watch the Salt Lake City one and watch the Beverly Hills one. Like you can't
yeah,
do it all. And I think we did the best we could. And I think we definitely would have gone out on Saturday night had there
yeah.
not been torrential rains. Sad that
Right.
we missed CreatorCon, sad we missed the Watch What Crappens party. Um, we were offered tickets to watch What Happens Live on Saturday with Chef Cloyce, but just for one of us.
Just
And
one
we
of
it was a
us.
Sophie's choice, so we decided we didn't want to make that decision. Um, and then Michelle Collins
Oh,
offered
on
us her
Sunday.
tickets too on
Yeah,
Sunday. It's just we're so tired. I don't think I'm ever as tired from something as I am from BravoCon.
yeah,
It's
yeah. That's a good point.
yeah.
I think too, I think I would have liked to do, I don't know, like I felt like VIP was kind of a downer this year,
Yeah.
the lounge. There weren't as many people walking around.
Yeah. It's
That's just
true.
my
Or
opinion.
you really had to like get in line to get your picture with somebody in there. And it was like, ugh, I don't really want to wait in another line. So,
Yeah. But
um, but we did see a lot of people just walking around. That was fun. I'm sad that we didn't get to meet Hannah,
yeah.
especially because she lives so far away. But I did send her a message saying like, I'm so sorry we didn't get to meet you. But I don't
You know
know.
who what I
Yeah.
am glad about meeting?
Mm.
What meeting all of our listener fans. So fun.
Yes, that was so fun. Thank you to everyone that came up to us and said
Yeah.
hi. Hi, Kelly and Sarah. That was very exciting for us.
I
And
don't know how many times you said, it's the Above Deck Podcast girls.
yes, yeah. So that was really fun. And we made a lot of new friends and we got to
Yeah.
meet a lot of our creator friends. Dana
It
the
was
Bravo
so good.
investigator. We made a new friend in Australia and I think a lot of people that we're going to end up doing crossovers with. Ryan Bailey from So Bad It's Good,
Yeah.
um, Gabbing with Gib. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And seeing Kaya from Bravo Wild Black in
That was great.
person, that was really fun.
She's
And
tall too.
she is tall. Was she wearing heels though or boots?
No.
Oh, she's just that tall. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
gorgeous in person too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was just really, really fun. And we ran into Larry, Bravo by Gaze a bunch of times.
He's so
And we
fun.
met Ruth. We met
And
Ruth.
we met Ruth, the
Yeah.
icon.
Did you see that she asked a question at one of the panels this year too?
Yes.
She was like, I got a
About
problem. I
dating.
need a man. The man was telling her, like, you need to go, to the community center at your senior place. And she was like, those men are boring. So funny. God, Ruth is such a firecracker.
I
So,
love her.
yeah.
Ah,
Ah,
so
yeah.
fun.
I don't know. The best. Best weekend. So much fun. I texted with who did I text with? Chase. And I was like, hey, we hung out with Cloyce all weekend. He's like, I know, I saw. I'm so jealous. But it's a bummer that he never got to go to BravoCon.
I miss Chase.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do a catch up sometime soon.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, it's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Sandy for our stern talking to. Trademark.
Okay, well, I am going to call Joe Bradley to the
Okay.
wheelhouse for leaving the swim platform. And I think that's, yeah, Joe Bradley this year. This,
All right.
what day is it? I'm calling Joe Bradley. We'll be more on our game next week, guys.
I hope so.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially Brock and Justin. Thanks to all of you for listening. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
Please follow us on Instagram at Above Deck Pod, and you can email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. And you can watch our episodes on the Hurrdat Entertainment YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Kelli Busbey.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. We'll see you next week.